A little bit of a break from this rain here in the immediate Austin area, at least.
Yeah, so we can head to bed, get a good night's sleep, and unfortunately tomorrow we're going to be kind of back at it again in some areas. Not all areas will see rain tomorrow, but of course we're still going to be tracking that flood risk for another couple of days here. All right, let's take a look out at Lake Travis. Of course, that was another big headline of this afternoon and this evening. Lake Travis rose 16 feet in the past 2 days. That is certainly something, well, to brag about, I guess, because we always want those lakes to be filled up, but of course we don't want it to happen in this fashion. All right, our almanac for today, we were very low with our temperatures, well below the average of 95 today, with 79 degrees over at the airport, 77 for Camp Mabry, and of course well below that record of 105. Usually around the 4th of July, we're talking about potentially our first triple digits of the year, but of course this 4th of July, we were talking about that extensive rain across the area, which has really lifted up those lake levels. Lake Travis now sitting at 63% and Lake Buchanan at 69%, almost at 70%. We do have some updated floodgate operations from the LCRA tonight. Lake Buchanan didn't have anything going on today. They're going to keep all of that rainfall that fell in there, going to keep that until further notice. We have floodgates closed over at the Wirtz Dam. They did have two floodgates open earlier on today. They have since closed those, but at the Starkey Dam, we do still have one floodgate that is partially opened. We still have one floodgate partially opened as well over at the Tom Miller Dam closer to town, and the Mansfield Dam, that is what creates Lake Travis. There are no floodgate operations going on there, so all of that water that fell in Lake Travis is going to stay there for the foreseeable future, at least for right now. So looking across the area for tonight, at the current moment, we're totally dry across the area. Yes, we are going to see a lull of that rainfall for at least a little while longer. We can head to bed tonight, and then tomorrow we will be, unfortunately, tracking more rain across portions of central Texas. So here was our rainfall totals today. Of course, that huge bullseye in northwestern Travis County, but we also saw considerable rainfall down to the south and east of that in areas of Caldwell County, who were under an emergency flash flood warning earlier today. And then down to the south of that, we've got almost 9 inches and then 7 inches over towards the east. Of course, we've got that larger look at all of that extensive rainfall. We saw just training of those thunderstorms earlier on this afternoon and this evening, hitting the same exact spot of southern Burnett County and western Williamson County, and of course northwest Travis County. Now, we also saw some areas of rain out towards the west of that in Mason, Llano, and down towards the Pedernales River in Gillespie County too. Those areas I want to keep watching as we head into the day tomorrow, because they have an elevated flood risk as we shift through our Sunday. So here's our flood watch currently. This goes until 1 p.m. on Sunday. Originally, it was going to expire at 10 p.m. tonight, but they've extended that because we do think we're going to see additional rainfall in our area tomorrow. So here's a look at satellite for tonight. You can see very dry from Dallas down through Austin, even extending past that towards Laredo. But as we head into our Sunday, we want to look out towards the western hill country there, Llano, Mason, areas of Gillespie County as well. And as we shift closer and closer to our Sunday afternoon, we are going to see potentially a stalled line of showers and thunderstorms extending from the western hill country all the way west. So areas of San Angelo down to the south of San Angelo along I-10 there certainly need to be watching out for additional rounds of rain as we head through our Sunday. Again, that was Sunday early afternoon. As we head closer and closer to dinner time hours on Sunday, I do think areas of Austin will once again see some rain. I don't think it's going to be, as heavy as what we saw today, but of course we're watching those areas of the western hill country that you can see in that level 2 slight risk, and of course San Saba and out to the west out there, we certainly need to be watching for additional flash flooding issues tomorrow. Now, thankfully, we are going to eventually see much drier conditions in our area. As we head into Monday and Tuesday, you'll see those temperatures are set to